Alright guys, that's about in the same spot, guys. I'm not really using the sights yet because it's got a lot of pull on it. But I don't know if I'll turn it down, but take my glasses off so I can see. Yeah. I'm sweating out here, guys. And another reason why I got it is because they got all the points where I can put like a stabilizer on it. I can change this up if I wanted to. If I don't like this style of rest, and I can put one on like my tiny wheel that I got right here, and I can put one of these arrow rest holders or whatever you want to call them on it. But yeah, I kind of like this. I like the old style bows. But going back to what I was saying, on my other bow, okay, you adjust it from here and everything, and it's a little tight on that one, but this one I haven't adjusted it yet, and it seems like they've loosened it quite a bit, because you can tell by the space that's in between there, but it's still got a heck of a pull on it, you know. That takes a lot of pull, if you can see my arm. So that was when I was using that was the wood arrow that I haven't used before, and these are one of my carbon arrows, you know. And I'll try it. I don't know if it'll fit. Like I said, those wood arrows, now see, since the wood is a little bit bigger and the nock is bigger, this is a carbon arrow, and see, it doesn't flop around like that one does. But you know, it's trial and error. And like I said, I'm gonna have to probably I don't know if I'll have to change out the string or what, but I'm trying. And like I said, guys, that's about the same spot. I hit the same spot, and I didn't put on my little arm thing, so yeah, you see that? That's gonna leave a mark. Oh yeah. But I got a few things today, guys. Hold on, there's more. Alright, at the thrift store. I should have put it on, but you know, since that arm brace I got works, right? But I found this, and this worked too. And I should have put it on before I took a shot, but you know, it takes me a while to learn. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is like an elbow thing or something. I should just break down and get one of the, you know, ones designated for it, but I want to be thrifty. Anyways, there you go. Alright guys, I'm going to try it again with a carbon. And I already, that last time I hit my arm, it bruised it up, you know. So I don't know. This one might do the same until I get a breakdown and get one of those plastic jobbies. I don't know. But like I said, you have to pull 3 fingers from the bottom. I usually, you know, they say you can do it like this, but I like it down here. I feel like I got more grip, you know, and I don't death grip the top here. I only adjust it when I get it up. So, you know, when I have the draw out. Anyways. And see, that's full draw, and then I kind of, if you can see my hand, I'm not death gripping it, but I'm just holding it. Got it to my face, and there, release, okay? And I'll show you, alright, I don't know if you guys can see. I'm a little low. These are the 2 carbon arrows on the bottom. Yeah, see? This one I got closer to the bullseye. That was the first time I used a wood arrow. And see, I tend to go down because I'm trying to compensate for not using anything but my fingers on this bow, you know. And this is a new bow to me, so I'm not used to it. But like I said, there's a good pull on that. You know, it's the initial pull is hard, and then it loosens up as you go back. And on some bows, it's quite the opposite. And this bow, I might need that arrow puller because the carbon ones are not coming out. So I'm going to have to use the thing to get it out. Bear with me. First time using one of these things too. Alright, the wood one came out pretty good. Like I said, it's like a hard silicone. I mean, you can get them at archery stores and stuff, but I thought it was silly, you know, because it's on a keychain and everything, but it actually works. So glad I bought that today. So yeah, on a lot of the, I got a handful of those wood arrows, right? And then there was a few carbon ones in there from Easton. They're called Super Light 2314s. And they're a little bit bigger than my other arrows that I got here, so I might have to, I haven't even tried to put the, see, I've got some of these arrowheads in my room, and I haven't put them on here, but these are the new ones I bought today, you know, the Eastons. So I don't have tips yet, or I might have tips. I'm not sure how big the diameter of the little arrows are. But yeah, I got a really good deal on all those arrows. It might have been, I don't know, almost 20 arrows for like 20 bucks. So yeah, it was a good deal. And then, you know, all the other little things I bought. But I was surprised when I bought that bow, you know, I bought it at a flea market. And I was walking down, and lo and behold, guess what I saw? I saw a case, and I knew I was going to need a case for either my bows that I got in the house. I got 3 in the house, and that makes 4. But the bow in the house, or you know, this bow, it fits both of them because it's it'll fit a like a 48 by 50 or whatever long bow. So you know, it's an adult bow case, so it'll fit. But like I said, you know, I like to practice. Anyways, here's the little bear that I, you know, started with on my channel. It's the youth bow. You know, it's really simple. Let's see. I've got a youth arrow in here too. Several actually. But here's a youth arrow. And the reason why you get your youth arrows for your youth bows is because the length of your arrow, you know, on a lot of those arrows they're like 30 inches long, or 28 or whatever, and the other ones are like 26 for the youth or something. I don't know, I'm not a professional, remember, but anyways, but yeah, I got this little thing, and I mean this little youth bow arrow, I don't know, it's a little wider on the nock. So I might not be able to use it until I adjust it. But, you know, with that price on the arrows, you know, even though I don't need arrows, I got like over 50 of them. You know, here's my carbon ones. And I can use this with hand or my little trigger, but, you know, I'm getting now where I just use my hand. So, well, that went under the chair. Okay, and I'm using the kid bow right now, so dang, I didn't mean to say dang, sorry, but yeah, I think I moved the target. Hold on. Ever so slightly I moved it, so that's why. I was wondering why it was not going in. And then I got some of these, which are 45 to 60, you know, and they've got the new heads on them. But like I said, this is my hobby now when I'm not playing music or hiking. But anyways, and I got the chair. Alright guys, I'm going to try the big bow again, because it seems I'm not hitting it on the little bow. I don't know why. Now here's the big bow. Like I said, 3 fingers. When I have to draw it, I don't have to. I just put it my finger right there just for safety. I take it off when I get it drawn out or up. Okay guys, that is full draw. And I'm slightly to the right, okay? But you know, I'm trying guys, I'm trying. But yeah, I like these older bows, the hunter bows. I mean, I had the choice of getting one of the newer ones. The newer ones, they're like very expensive. But I decided just to go since I'm a beginner, I start with like older bows, you know. And I like the Rambo style bows. Don't ask me why. It's in my head, I think. But anyways, yeah. Oh my gosh, I think I broke something over there. I think that went through the chair, boys and girls. Who knows? Something came off of there. You look at that. I don't know if you can see that tip right there. Look at that. That's how much it hit that chair, I believe, in the back, and it warped my little tip on that when I have to change it or straighten it out. So like I said, I've got over 50 arrows, so I'm not really concerned about it. That broke the arrow, guys. Like I said, sorry. Okay. I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but that's how much power this bow has. It broke. I know I was kind of thinking it would bust the arrows because they're wood, these old ones. But yeah, that's my first broken arrow. Alright, take care. I prefer the carbon arrows as opposed to the wood, I guess, because it sticks, guys, without an arrow holder up here. Well, I got one, but it's one of those lay down metal style. Anyways. don't know where that arrow went. I gotta go check. I believe it went through the chair, guys. Because see how the quiver is, well, you know, the feather part. On the carbon ones, it's like plastic. And if you can tell, it's ripped, so it went through the chair. Yeah. Well, uh-oh. So yeah, I don't know if other people use like the hunter's bows, the old style hunter bows on target practice, but I do. I do. It's got a lot of power, and I don't know how it, you know, it equals the newer style bows. Like I said, I'm just a beginner, but you know. That's got a lot of power, guys. I cannot believe it. This thing, I think it's up there with my other hunter bow. So it was a score today. And like, I don't know if you notice, anyways, since I'm not using anything on the string and just using my fingers, I don't know if you notice how I just let it go like that and let it drop, as opposed to, you know, I don't know what the professionals do, but I don't really jump on it. I just let go, you know, like that. So there's that. Yeah. Okay. Just a sweaty hot mess. Oh, let's see. Oh my gosh. There is a lot of tension on this string, so it might be around 60, 70 pounds. I don't know. I haven't checked it because I don't have a weight way to measure the weight. Just, I know it's less than my other bow. And I don't know if you guys can see from way back here, but I'm trying to keep my grouping in a tight grouping, whatever. Not so much the bullseye, but that's always a good thing. But trying to, you know, not have to go in the woods and look for my arrows, which I've had to do a couple of times today. But like I said, I don't know. Well, wait a second. I mean, these might be good for other people, like for when you're holding the strings, you put it on your fingers. But to me, it tends to slide around too much. I like the feeling of the string on my fingers. So if I get blisters on my fingers, well, I can handle that, I guess. But this was kind of like an impulse buy. I know I wouldn't use it, but I tried it out, and I just don't like it, guys. I like it to feel the string, you know. So there's that. That's a little low. I am trying the sights. I don't know if you guys can see, but like on it, it has some sights, and like I'm not way familiar with them, but I'm trying different sights to see where my arrow is going to land at. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. So as long as it's on the, you know, target, I guess we'll get to the being professional later, but baby steps, guys, baby steps. All right. Now you see how that snaps? All right, I'll show you guys. Like I said, I'm getting a little closer. If you see where that landed, yeah, okay. But like I said, look what it did to it went through and hit the chair. Look at that, guys. That's how much power this thing has. So, that being said, I don't know. I just don't know. Look at that. So I'm not playing around. There's a lot of tension on this bow. Anyways. And I don't buy the most expensive arrows anyway because I'm a beginner. But when you don't buy the expensive ones, that's what happens, guys. That's supposed to be the carbon. Yeah. Really tough, guys. Really tough. Anyways. Like I said, I have a lot of arrows, so keep trying. Yep. Pretty good bow, guys. I mean, I could turn the tension down on the string because I believe it's set at 70. And these arrows I got is 45 to 60. Maybe that's why I'm busting all my arrows. Remember, guys, I'm just using my fingers. I'm not using the trigger. I believe I got the bullseye on that. Oh. It's right down here. So I'll have to adjust the sights on this because, like I said, this was the first time I used this bow. So the sights are set differently. I like to set them to what I want to set them to, and that way I can use them instead of eyeballing it, you know. Anyways, I'm sorry if I look like a hot mess, but it's really hot out here today. And like I said, I always pull from the ground. I just can't see myself having to go up in the trees and get my arrow if gets released, you know. I'd rather pick it up off the ground. Anyways. Oh. It's got a good slap back, I'm telling you guys. I don't know if I should turn it down or not, but I can at least get 70. This is at least 70 pounds on it. My other bow, it goes up to 80 pounds, so, you know, and I cannot pull that thing back at all when I got it set all the way to 80. So it might be around 60 or so, 60, 55, 60. Because on this bow, I've noticed, like, the really hard part is starting. It's got a really hard start, and then as you pull back, it eases up. And on a lot of bows, it's the opposite, where it's got an easy start and then it hard on the last pullback. Okay, I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about, but if you maybe shoot archery or something, maybe you know. Yeah, so this one, it's hard to start and then easy to hold, and I could hold it all day back here. But anyways, all right, thanks for watching, guys. Just, yeah, okay.